So my name is John Wargo. With me is Villers Gim, one of my colleagues. Villers and I are both program managers for a product called Visual Studio App Center, which we'll talk about in a minute. With us is KK. She's our lifeline. KK is one of the engineering managers, so if we have any questions that we can't answer, we're going to expect her to either know them or look them up. So we will answer your questions. So what we're going to do in today's session is we're going to talk about App Center, and specifically we're targeting the presentation at some of the newer enterprise features that we have in the product. So all along App Center, and I'll tell you what it is in a minute, has been targeted towards developers building consumer apps, some enterprise apps, and so on. But our biggest customer base is the consumer app space. But we recognize that Microsoft has a lot of enterprise customers, and we want to add enterprise capabilities to App Center. So we're in the process of doing that. So that's really what this is all about. So how many of you have heard of App Center? How many of you have heard of Hockey App? And how many of you are using Intune? Okay, all right. So over the years, Microsoft has acquired multiple companies in the mobile application space. So Microsoft has its traditional tooling business, but then we acquired some companies in the mobile space. And over time, there was some overlap between the features and the different products. And so when Microsoft acquired Xamarin, the Xamarin technology and most of the Xamarin team went off to the Visual Studio team, and what was left basically built App Center. And so I asked about Hockey App. Hockey App was one of the acquisitions we did. And basically, for those of you that are familiar with Hockey App, App Center is the next version of Hockey App. We had the Xamarin Test Cloud, which was part of the whole Xamarin platform, which is now part of App Center. And then on the analytics and diagnostics side, we had Xamarin Insights. We had something called Azure Mobile Engagement that had analytics capabilities and so on, plus some push capabilities. And then the Azure App Service, which was an easy way to build applications with identity and data sync and things like that. That's kind of bundled in with us as well. And then finally, CodePush. And CodePush was an open source project that allowed you to push application updates to React Native or Apache Cordova app. And that has become, the open source project's been shut down, and that's become part of App Center. So basically what happened is all of these products and the development teams for those products merged into a single team, and that team is Visual Studio App Center. And that's what we're here to talk about today. In my mind, and the way the team kind of looks at App Center is mobile DevOps. So the whole build, test, and deploy in the cloud, coupled with diagnostics, analytics, and push notifications, which are the ops side of things. And so that's kind of the view we want to have of the product as we go through the rest of the session today. And basically, there's different parts of it that are important for this conversation, and we're going to demo certain, kind of overview stuff later, but then Villers is going to get into details. But the first part of it is continuous integration in minutes. So the ability to build a version of your application in the cloud as soon as you do a commit to a branch in a source code repository. The ability to work with existing tools. So we're Microsoft and we have our own stuff, but at the same time, we recognize that mobile developers use a completely different set of tools. And we wanted to make sure we accommodated those tools with App Center. So things like Bitbucket and GitHub are important parts of the tooling that we make available through App Center. And then an important thing for Microsoft across the board is security. And you may have a machine that you have sitting in a corner doing your iOS builds or your Android builds, and you may be nervous about putting those in the cloud, but recognize that the whole concept behind what we do with build is that we have a secure environment for you to do your builds in the cloud. So when you submit a build, we take a machine, virtual machine or physical, I don't actually know and I don't really care, deploy the software we need to it, do your build, destroy everything, and it's as secure as we can possibly make it. So rest assured that you can do things securely with the cloud. And then we also have continuous testing on real devices. So you can build an app and you can poke with the glass and test that it works, but at the end of the day, your target audience is using a wide variety of devices, and unless you have all those devices and the ability to poke at the glass for each one of them, you need help. And so what we do is we have this test cloud, thousands of devices there. You can run your tests on multiple devices simultaneously, and through that, you can release faster because you can automate your tests, test the things that need to be tested on a regular basis, and let your QA department work on some other stuff. You ship higher quality apps because you know a lot about how your application operates on multiple devices. You can engage a broader audience of target customers because you have access to the devices they might have without physically buying them yourself. And then the whole idea is you build new features, you test them on a wide variety of devices, and you know how they're going to perform before you try to release them. And then the final piece of this, well, actually not final, but continuous delivery that works. So the ability to distribute your applications to alpha testers, beta testers, distribute the application to stores without all that manual setup and the manual tasks that involved in doing that. So anyone that's released an iOS app to set up beta testers recognizes that there's a fair amount of work to identify the devices, tell Apple what those devices are, get the application deployed to those devices. We automate a lot of that. We can also create targeted distribution groups. So you can have different groups of users that might get different versions, some that get every version, some that get only the releases that you think are more important, things like that. And then there's an app on the device that interacts with our service, but then there's APIs in your device that lets you notify users when they open the app that there's a new version available. So the whole process of managing, deploying updates to testers is much easier, much more seamless than it would be with the manual processes you might have today. And then the last piece of this, so we're moving outside of the DevOps space and into daily operations, so more of the ops side, is continuous learning. So with the analytics processes we have within App Center, you have the ability to understand a lot about how the application is working in the wild. So you have information about which features of the applications are being used, what path the user might be taking through the app, and so on. So you have instant data about the target audience, who's using your app, when they're using it, things about the device like OS version and model number, things like what country it's running in, so a lot of demographics about where your app is working. You can understand your customers better because you understand how they're using your app. You can even take data from your app and include it as part of the analytics data back to the server. And you can build what the users want. The most important thing for a lot of development organizations is how to prioritize features across the development organization. And so when you know from analytics that certain parts of the application are being used more than others, that allows you to prioritize your investment in building those features. So if you spend a lot of money and you build a feature and nobody uses it, do we still spend money on that feature? We might, right? You might completely rethink it, but in general, you might abandon it and then focus those resources on something that is more robust and gets you more use. All right, so basically the way we look at this is it's something for everyone. So the platforms you need, so I know we're Microsoft, but we're all about, in this case, building Android apps, iOS apps, Mac OS apps, and Microsoft Windows apps as well. And then the languages and frameworks that you use as well. So there are the standard things like Objective-C and Java, but also some really popular frameworks like React Native and Apache Cordova. We support Swift, Xamarin as well. So with that in mind, let me tell you a bit about, let me show you App Center. Do you guys, is that okay? Do you guys want to see App Center? All right. Because it is cool. All right. So here it is in Edge. This is App Center. I've logged in already to save you the whole process of seeing my password. And basically on the left side, what you see is a bunch of organizations. So the different organizations I work with. So the first one here, John Wargo, that's me. Those are my apps. But then I'm also part of other organizations as well. So you have, if you're a contractor or consultant, you're working for multiple companies, App Center should work beautifully for you. Over here I have my list of apps, but let's make one. I'm going to create a new application. Or not. I'm going to give the app a name. I can't see the keyboard, so this is going to be fun. And then I'm going to specify some things about my application. I can specify who the owner is, so I can make it either an app that I own or something that belongs to some other organization. And we support collaboration and so on. A new feature, if you have been using App Center before, we have the ability to upload an icon now, so you can actually specify what icon appears for App Center in your... Come on, that's cool, right? Come on. I said enthusiasm. Is that cool? All right, thank you. Thank you. Whew. Tough audience. All right. So I specify the target platform, and then I specify what language I want to build my application for. Cordova is listed as preview. If you guys are Apache Cordova users, it's important to recognize that Apache Cordova, while really cool and so on, is starting to kind of wane in the market and being replaced by progressive web apps, basically, and things like React Native. So you're not going to find the full capabilities of Apache Cordova across the whole platform. And I apologize for that. I wrote 4 books in Apache Cordova, so I really love it. But at the end of the day, the market's starting to move on. So I wouldn't expect that to go much further. So I'm going to add my new app. And then once I have my app, that's this whole window of what I have available to me here. I can specify my build. I can talk about test and distribution. I'm going to show you a couple of quick things, and then I'm going to move on and pass it on to my colleague Villers here. But basically, the Getting Started page tells you how to add your SDK to your app. And this content is targeted based on what target platform I picked, so it's specific. And then I have the ability to specify where I want to pull my build from. And in this case, we support Azure DevOps, GitHub, and Bitbucket. I'm going to point to a GitHub repo. Now, I've already logged in, but what it's going to do is it's going to connect to my account, bring in all the information on the repositories I have. There is also a plugin that you can use in GitHub to add a repository, actually initiate creating a project from App Center. So you can do it both ways. So I have a little simple Android app that really does nothing that I'm adding. And so then now that I've added the project to App Center, I now have to configure my builds. And I have the ability to specify whether it's release or debug. I can specify how frequently it builds. I can specify some environment variables to use to control how my build operates. I can sign builds either by pulling data. This is Android app, so it pulls settings from Gradle, or I can specify my encryption keys and so on. I have the ability to test on a real device. So this isn't actual testing, running a test run. This is just a launch test on a mobile device. So we expect that you'll build tests and you'll set up a whole separate test run, but this allows you during the build process to build the app, open up a device, launch it just to make sure it doesn't crash on load. Okay, so it's kind of a cool new feature. I know that I don't have it configured correctly, so I'm going to turn that bad boy off. I can also specify that for this build, who I want to distribute it to. So whenever the build builds, it can automatically distribute to a distribution group I have defined within my configuration here. I'm not going to do that either. And then I can have a status badge that I can put in Markdown or somewhere on a website to show the status of my build. So then when I hit, what did I do? Why is this not building? Oh, I know why, because I didn't do that. So now I do save and build. It'll kick off a build, create a machine, install all the software I need, and then actually do the build. And then what will happen is, as the data starts to come in, it'll all appear here. So really cool stuff. I've only got a couple more minutes, so I'm going to move on. But I might come back and show that the build actually worked. So the next piece of this is analytics and diagnostics. So analytics, oh, I can't do this with my app. I have to do it with an app that actually has diagnostics in it. 1 second. Come on. There we go. Go to a demo app. This is an Android app. I happen to be in favor of Android. So most of my demos were that way. So here's analytics. So I've added the SDK to this app, and every time the app runs on every device, we upload data to the App Center server about that application's run on that device. So you have things like active users. This is showing daily, weekly, monthly. So you can see trends and how your app is being used. You can see how many sessions per user, how long the sessions last. This one here, the reason why unknown is so big is because this is an app that initialized and registered with the service, but then never did anything else. So this is a test app, so that doesn't surprise me. I can see my top devices. I can see what countries it runs in, what languages are being used, and so on. So it gives me a lot of data about the application simply by adding the SDK. But wait, there's more. I also have the ability to define events. And with events, whenever something happens in my app that I care about, that I want to see on the back end, I call a method from the SDK to register that event. And then that data comes up to App Center, and I have the ability to see, for example, for the sign-in event, how many users fired it, at what time, and so on. But then I also have the ability to include a data object with that event to the server. So I can pass data about what menu is selected or what the user typed in. And in this case, this is a filter event. And with that filter event, I have all the data that was actually filtered. So I can understand how my app is used based upon what events I fire and then what data I pass in with those events. Now, one of the things I didn't mention was building tests cost money because those are physical machines behind the covers. Analytics and what you're seeing now, it's free. And also diagnostics. Diagnostics used to be something that we called crashes. And with crashes, whenever the application crashes, obviously, we collect data about the application, and the next time the user launches the application, we send that data to the server. So this allows us to identify how many crash-free days we had, or how many crashes per day. And then we take the crashes data that comes in, and whenever we see a crash that looks like another crash, we group it together. And then I have the ability to look at the actual crash, and I can see the details about what caused the crash to happen, how many users are affected, what devices are affected, and so on, what OS. And by the way, I can filter and do other cool things. But then when I look at a physical device, I can see more details about the crash on that particular device. And if I have any events defined, App Center will then show all the events that fired right before the crash. So if you start thinking through this, you'll see I have this really pretty complete picture of what happened in the device when the app crashed. And if I don't have enough information, I can use analytics to provide additional events before I know it's going to crash, and then kind of pre-populate my triage pipeline with data about what happened. And that's basically it. That's an overview of what we're doing with App Center. So the reason why this is important, yeah, I probably need to switch to my screen, right? Somebody say yes. Much better. So again, App Center is this DevOps pipeline for mobile apps. The build process is secure, so you don't have to worry about us seeing your stuff or doing anything with your stuff. You're testing on physical devices so that you don't have to buy them. You can distribute apps to a wide variety of targets based upon configuration settings within the project. And then you can secure your apps for compliance and governance and all that, and then you know what's going on with your apps in the wild. So at this point, I'd like to pass over to my colleague Villers, and let's have him show you more of the enterprise features of App Center.
Thank you. Thanks, John. Good morning. So I would like to tell a story about bring your own devices and then corporations and big corporation enterprises, guys like you. So to do that, we have 3 little demos to display an example of what we can do. The first demo will be starting in Azure Active Directory, which I assume a lot of you know and are familiar with. So let's go on. So the Azure Active Directory is a group of emails, and we integrated with it. Let's show a demo of it. I'll just be switching here. And do you see my screen?
Yes.
That's awesome. So we are in App Center, as John already showed off. We go into an organization, and we go in to manage it. And we go to Azure. Then I'm going to connect to an Azure Active Directory. And then we're going to select a login. And then in a second, whenever the Wi-Fi god's willing, I'll be able to select a tenant. There we go. So now we have ourselves connected to Azure Active Directory and App Center. So what does that actually mean? Because that's fine and dandy, but we still haven't done anything with it. So we go into distribute, and we go into a distribution group. And you can see we have a group of beta testers here. We have a list of testers. So this is all App Center testers. This can be stakeholders. This can be people who want to see the latest release of your internal app. On top of that, we can go here to add a tester, and we can say wrapper. That's my Azure Active Directory group. That's my developers. And I add those. So now we have a mixture of App Center users and the developer core group that wants to see every release of this app. That's kind of cool, no? I thought it was cool.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah, thank you very much. So the next step of this, now we opened up for the gates, right? Now we're going to see a lot of new devices coming in because we're opening up for developers bringing their own device. So what does that mean for your internal app? Now you don't know that it's an iPhone 6 running iOS 9 because you logged it in with MDM. Now it can be an Android phone or a newer iPhone. You never know, right? So you want to make sure that everything looks good. So we have...
Real quick, sorry.
Yeah?
As we talk to people in the booth, it's clear that a lot of people go, wait a minute, those are real devices? Yeah, they're physical devices. Not emulators, simulators, nothing.
So this is actually a picture from our lab. And all of this, I bought those at one point. I bought over 2,500 devices for the test lab for you guys to make sure that your apps are running perfectly. Yeah, you're welcome. So let's go into another demo here because I want to show off. A good test result of what it looks like. So let's go into test. You see it? Yep. So we go into test. And we find a good test run. You can see we have some failing here. That's all good. So this is what a test result or a test report would look like. Down here, you can see we have some test scenarios. They have test steps inside of them, and we will see what it looks like now. So I go into booking test. This is a test for the app Smart Hotel, so we will test that we can actually book. So here we see all the devices. There's quite a few. This is a wide array of devices. Also, we have some Google Pixels here, we have some Samsung down here, and it all looks good. So right now we know from this step that we are on the login page. So all of them are able to open the app and be ready to do something. So the next step, we want to enter some credentials. So if we open one of them up a little further, we can see it a little clearer. Now we actually entered, as we can see, the username and hopefully password at one point. So we go on to the next step. And we wanted to see, we were hoping that this actually logged in. But for some reason, it didn't work. So what we can do is we can go into logs. And then we all of a sudden get these more technical stuff here. We got some information about why it didn't work. So we have test failures, test logs, and devices. Device logs. So the device logs is the same stuff you would see. It's the cat log on Android, or it's the Xcode log, device logs you would see if you have the device plugged into your own developer. So that's pretty nifty information. Right now it's not downloading, so it's not that nifty, but we luckily have other logs also. So this is the test log. This is built on Xamarin UI test. And with that note, we also support 3 other frameworks. We support Appium, for those who are more familiar in the web UI testing. Then we support Espresso, that's Android's own UI testing frameworks, and XUI test, that's Xcode's and iOS' own testing framework. But this is a good example of what you can achieve by UI testing. All of a sudden we see, for one reason, a Galaxy Note 8 didn't do it. So one of your colleagues has a Galaxy Note 8, he won't be able to log in, which is unfortunate. So this gives us some confidence in, let's go back to the slides here. Oops. There we go. So this gives us some confidence that now people can bring their own devices. We have them added in, and we tested that those devices they're bringing in can actually run the app. So all the data you have in your internal apps, they actually work. So what's the next step? We need some protection, because, as I said, we have data in here. We don't want to lose data. So what did we do? We talked to our very good friends in Intune, and they have this really nice feature. There are 2 ways of controlling right now. There's an MDM solution, as it's called, Mobile Device Management, that locks down the device. Then there's an MAM solution, which locks the app in, so you don't have to be locking down the whole device and potentially wiping people's own data, because it's bring your own devices, right? So that's pretty cool. And one of the biggest pain points of this we learned is setting it up. So a lot of people have a semi-automatic pipeline where they get everything built, they download the binary, the IPA or APK, and then they have to send it to a security personnel or an IT manager, whoever is responsible for not losing data. So all of a sudden, they have this continuous pipeline on their homegrown system or their VSTS or with us App Center, but then they have to download the API, the binary, send it to a guy. He's probably pretty busy. He has his own schedule, right? So all of a sudden, we're 2 to 3 days late in releasing this app that might fix a security issue or just have a really nice update that everyone really needs. So what we did to do that, to prevent that, is that we integrated it into App Center and hopefully made it a little easier. So let's see how we set that up. We'll be switching back to my own machine, and we see it here. So we are still in my organization here, the Ribeye Studios. We go to Manage again, and then we have this new step here called Compliance and Security. And this is in private preview, by the way, because we're building it for you guys, and we have an idea about what you guys want, but we're not sure. So we're doing it in private preview, and I would like to enable it for everybody, but I would also like to talk to everyone, so we're building the correct stuff for you guys. But right now, this is the implementation, and then let's see if it works out or it doesn't. So we go to Compliance and Security. Then we have Intune Mobile Application Management. It's called Intune App Protection Policies now. We'll change that. That's a minor thing. We set it up by clicking Configure, and then all we need to provide is a certificate. Right now, it's iOS only. We've seen there is a big need for iOS. People in large corporations have money, so they buy Android, like they buy iOS devices. Android is also a bigger mix of things, so it's a little more daring to start opening up for that. But Intune can fix that for you. So all we need to do to set this up is we go here, and then I already uploaded my signing certificate. This is the same certificate you use to sign your bills with. If those two don't match, we probably can't make it MAM aware. But if we have both the certificate here and on your build machine or on your local machine, whichever way you do it, and we click done, as you can see, I just want to point out, you can also upload the certificate, so it's not something that magically enters in here through some weird command line or anything. There's a full, nice user interface with drag and drop and everything here. But we set that, we click done, and then it's enabled. So what this means is that all apps in my organization, all iOS apps in my organization, when they release to the Intune store, so your company portal, your own app store, so to speak, where you have all your internal apps, line of business apps, they will be made MAM aware. So now this relieves the developer from, am I doing this right? Am I following the right process of having to run this CLI tool, and then is it compliant? I don't know, you know? There's always a lot of, like it's two different aspects of it, where the developers want to release fast because then they're done. We move a task out of VSTS, we're all happy, everything's good. But the security personnel has an idea where we want to make sure you release it right. We want to make sure it's good. We want to make sure we don't lose data. So we fixed that by saying all apps that's released to the company portal Intune store, that's going to be MAM aware. And it's as easy as if you build it on our cloud system, then you go in and select the build you want to do. So in this case, I'm selecting the master branch because that's the final one. We just did some test cases here. And then we click this distribute. And then we can see, because I have a store connection set up, I can select store here. And then I click the company portal. I click next, and I say, just for Ignite, so everyone knows that it's the right release and knows the context. Then we click distribute. And then then we can see on the button it becomes inactive, but it means it's processing right now. So right now we're taking this release, we're MAM wrapping it, and we are sending it off to the Intune store. And we can see it is distributed. So we go in. Thank you.
What are friends for?
Yeah, exactly. But you're like at least enthusiastic. So right now it's still processing. Right now it's in the Intune company portal, and it's processing up there. So right now App Center is out, and it's happening in the Intune portal. And if we go to the Intune portal here, you can see we have a bunch of apps. Let's refresh. So just FYI, like any good TV chef, I cheated a little. I tested it out before, just so you know. So, but this mashup iOS is now a managed iOS line of business app in Intune. So you can apply your policies just as you want. So you make sure that you can't copy and paste data out of the app and into the notebook, and all of a sudden it's in some company with a Fruit Logos cloud service. We don't want your data there, right? So you can apply all those things, and it just works as if you're familiar with Intune, then it's the same thing now. And on top of that, just one last thing about it, is that it doesn't matter where it's released from. I just showed from our cloud build service. It also could be we're clicking publish here, and we can drag and drop the binary. It can also be that you find you want to do an API release, so you have your own Jenkins or VSTS or TFS on premises or whatever you have. You make your own like REST command, API command, and you call that and send off the app, and it will still be MAM wrapped and be MAM aware. So that's pretty cool. Let's go back to the presentation. Can we see it? So where are we going with this? As I said, it's a private preview. And I would like to hear a lot of your feedback on it, if we are doing it right. We can talk afterwards, preferably. But we already have a couple of ideas what we want to do. The next step for me right now is obviously adding Android support. This is bring your own devices. We definitely want Android support. This is where, like what was the numbers you said? There was more Android devices in the USA than in iOS devices in the whole world. So there's a lot of Android devices out there, and everyone has them. So obviously that's the next step. Then we would also like to add organization-wide compliance checker. Just as we do now with making apps MAM aware, we also want to have a compliance checker. And a compliance checker is created by you guys. So it's not something we say what compliances you guys should be doing. We want to hook up to an endpoint to you guys, upload the app there, the binary, the APK, the IPA, whatever gets you going, and then you return if it's compliant or not. And then we continue on with the release process. And finally, we are also thinking that we showed off this great Azure Active Directory story. We also want to support that. So we want to make all apps released through a distribution group in App Center. We also want to make that MAM aware. So as I said, private preview. Azure Active Directory is here now. Testing has been available for a long time. I've been working, 5 years ago I started working in it in Denmark. But the Intune MAM, it's a private preview, so come by the booth or talk to me now, and I can hook you up with it. We can enable the flag for you so you guys can come and check it out, and then we can have a conversation about what the next steps are.
Right before your eyes.
Right before your eyes, okay, yeah, thank you. But yeah, so come by our booth, BP36, or come up afterwards and we'll talk about it. I think I'll give the word to John to finish up.
Awesome. All right.
Thank you.
Villers. So I want to talk about a few things before we wrap up. One of the things that's important to note that we're a little different. Well, okay, we're a lot different, but we're a little different than the way some cloud products are supported in the world. If you take a look at the bottom of the screen, bottom right-hand corner is a chat icon. Now I'm not sure if it's a bug or feature, but if you leave a page open for too long, that'll eventually go away. Somehow it times out and disappears. Reload the page and it'll be there. If you have pop-ups enabled, pop-up blocking enabled, you need to turn those off because this is a pop-up clearly. But it's important to know that if you're using App Center, you come across a problem, open that chat window, type a question. It's not access to marketing and sales. It's access to our dedicated support team who will answer your questions. If they can't answer your question, they'll come out to the engineering team or to us and we'll get it done. The program managers as well as the engineering team all are kind of jump on and help out there. So if you have feature requests or things that aren't working the way you think they should work, or if you're having problems, go there. You're not going to go to some support site or some forum, community forum, and get trolled by people that are angry because the coffee pot was broken or something. You're going to get a dedicated people that's going to jump in and help you solve your problem. So that's critical for me. All right, so what's next? Getting started. Go to appcenter.ms. You sign up. Like I said earlier, most of the things are free. You can log in with your Microsoft account. We support GitHub and some other things as well. So really easy to get started. The thing about App Center pricing is that a lot of it's free. So the build and test require some money because, like I said earlier, there's some physical machines involved, and those cost us money, so we're going to pass it on to you. Yes, Microsoft has Macintoshes running in the cloud so that you can do your iOS builds. Big surprise there. But for the most part, the important things like distribution, analytics, crashes, and so on is free. So, if you don't think it's worthwhile to at least create an account and look and play around with it for a little bit, see if it does work for your organization, then talk to me because we're clearly missing something if that's the case. Here's the deal. It might work for you, it might not. You may have some weird process or some weird security requirements or whatever that keep you from using it, but at the end of the day, our goal is to make App Center as flexible and as useful as possible. The goal of the team, literally the goal of the team, it's in writing, is to make mobile development 10 times faster, or 10 times easier, 10 times easier. Okay, so that's what we're all about. So if we're missing something, let us know. All right? So getting help with App Center. First of all, of course we have docs. So the docs are all open source. There's a link there. It used to be a little bit harder to find them. Most people just search for them, so they're there. We recently adjusted our YouTube channel, so we have a short, cool URL for that. Product roadmap is now being updated weekly. And if there's something on the roadmap, it's because there are engineering resources allocated to it. So if you have a feature you've been looking for, if you go to the roadmap and see that it's on the roadmap, that means somebody's actually working on it. No guarantees for how long it's going to take. But at the end of the day, that's at least verification that we're working on the particular feature. Best way to get help is through the Help Center, which I'll show you in a minute. And then again, if you have feedback or questions, give them to us because Of all the teams I've worked on, this is the one that is the most focused on the customer and what the customer wants. So we spend a crazy amount of time talking to developers to make sure that what we build is what you want. So if you want to have your voice heard, then tell us what you want to hear. This is the App Center Help Center. What's really cool about it is that we have written a bunch of articles specifically from a support standpoint that help our customers understand better how to use App Center. The reason why we have the docs and we have this is because when you submit a question through that help icon I showed you a few moments ago, the system uses a little bit of AI to kind of guess what the right answer may be, and it takes one of these documents and sends you a link to it. So even if our support team doesn't answer you right away, an AI kind of thing will try to figure out what the best documentation to point you to, and we'll give it to you. So you'll use the docs and you use the Help Center kind of different ways. But that's basically it. That's all of it for App Center. In our overview, we have 9 minutes and 20 seconds for questions. So let's play Stump the Presenter. Or Leaf, your choice, either one. Yes, sir. And there's a microphone here and here, or shout.
I'll shout.
All right.
I understand from my DevOps engineers that we have to write Appium tests in Java. We can't use JavaScript or C# and run them through App Center.
That's correct. It's only the Java flavor right now, but we are
Expanding that soon, I hope.
well. If we hear from you guys, there's a bigger chance. Let's just say that.
If I ask the question again, does that count?
No. Trying to ask a question on the blue chat icon that John just showed. Then it's easier because then we have a count of it, and then we have an idea.
We've never done Xamarin with React Native and whatnot, and JavaScript for the rest of our development. So to jump off to Java or something else to write the tests, we're using Selenium for web tests. It's just a inconvenience.
Yeah.
We will take that feedback.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anybody else want JavaScript for tests? Okay.
Nice.
All right. Next question. Yes, sir. Sorry.
So I understood that right now you integrate into Intune, but if you're using other types of MDMs, that's something that you're working towards being able to push to them, or can we say that it's just like dumps the IPA somewhere so that we can pick it up?
So there's an UI that you can use to pull down the IPA after the build process. There's also an API that I think you can use to pull it down, right? And you can also get it through the CLI.
Yep.
So you have the ability to pull that executable any way you want and distribute it through other tools if you need. So you can easily build a script that gets triggered on build, that pulls it down and distributes it through whatever tool you have that we don't support. Doesn't mean we don't want to support other tools. I'm just saying we're API first, and so there should be a way for you to do that pretty easily. Does that help?
Just to add to that same question, so if I pull it down the IP and I use a different MAM solution to distribute it, would I get the same analytics and information about how the user is using the app?
Good question. So he said, if I do pull that down and distribute the app somewhere else, will I still get the same analytics and so on? Absolutely. The analytics and crash detection is because of the SDK that's inside the app. It doesn't know anything about how you distribute it.
If I want to wipe out some data from the app that was distributed, would I be using the MAM solution to help me with that, or how would that work?
So if I want to wipe the app or wipe data on the app, do I use my MAM solution to do that? Yes. We don't have any capabilities around remote wiping devices and things like that. App Center does it, and Intune does, but App Center doesn't. You're welcome. Yes? Yes, I talked about that. Can you build custom events? Absolutely. There's a send event, register event.
Yep.
So there's a
Track event or register event, one of those two.
There's a method call. You just call it anywhere in your app you want to send the event. If you send an empty data object with it or a null variable there, you just get the event fired, but you can actually pass in a JSON or a JavaScript object that has the data you want, and then that goes in as well. One of the things that's important is that the UI that you get within App Center to view the data around analytics is all we give you. And we don't have custom views and things like that because anything we build, half the developers wouldn't like. Right, but then what we do offer is the ability to export the data to application insights, and then you can do whatever you want with the data.
Additionally, I think it's also exportable via API to other services.
So because of GDPR, we're only keeping data a certain amount of time. So if you want to keep the data for longer, or if you want to do more analytics, whatever on the data, you're going to have to export it to blob storage or application analytics or whatever.
We are currently doing the builds in Azure DevOps. Is there a reason why we should move to building in App Center?
So he said, we're already doing our builds in Azure DevOps. Is there any reason why you should move to doing them in App Center? I don't think so, because Azure DevOps are doing our builds too. So under the covers, it's Azure DevOps doing those builds. So what we've done is, and correct me if I'm wrong here, what we've done is we've built this simple, easy-to-use interface to configure your builds and cover the most common use cases. We expect a lot of developers want different configurations and options that we don't offer, and we fully expect them to use Intune or Azure DevOps instead or some other product. So yeah, but under the covers, it's Azure DevOps doing that work.
Just to add, I think, I don't know if you use it, but there is an App Center task on Azure DevOps to distribute your app. So you can continue using Azure DevOps and distribute it through App Center. So once you have, yeah, so just completely clear, you can still continue to use it and have an App Center task. And integrate the App Center SDK in order to get the ops side of DevOps in App Center.
Beautiful. Anything else? Yeah.
So in Azure DevOps, I value having like the Kanban access and stuff like that accessible within that environment. Are you going to integrate that into this environment?
So I actually was talking, I heard this feedback yesterday from somebody else as well in the booth. I was just talking to our director, and we're looking at what the viability of doing those integrations will be right now, actually.
But we have hooks and so on that enables you to
Yes.
trigger events at different parts of the process, and so you can populate Jira or whatever. And we're also doing some direct integration with those kind of tools as well. Who was next? It was you, I guess. Sorry.
So the question regarding the custom events, we have started using them, but we don't yet export to Azure Application Insight. So is there a way or something on the roadmap to be able to export events so that we can analyze them better? Because now it's like some basic views in App Center.
There is a button right on top on the analytics page that says export to App Insights, Application Insights.
Besides Application Insight, is there a way
There is an API level export.
Yeah, so you can pull the data through the API and do whatever you want with it. But no, as far as I know, there's no plans to give any other export option. But who, you know, enough people tell us to do it. Guess what? Try to do it. Yes. Yes. Question was, is Hockey App going away? The answer is yes. So right now, App Center is the next version of Hockey App. All Hockey App users are App Center users, and the data synchronizes between the two. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, because I'm just program manager.
Okay.
But there is not today feature parity between the two. So like feedback and some other things haven't made it into App Center yet. So once we have feature parity between the two, we will announce shutdown of Hockey App, and you'll have at least a year before we do anything painful.
Just to be completely clear, if you already use Hockey App, I'm guessing you do based on your question, if you have an App Center account, you should be able to see everything, all the data on this side as well. So we're making it easy. We're making the process easy because Microsoft believes in keeping the customers in. So yeah.
Yes, sir.
We are using App Center for a few apps. My team has had a hard time getting React Native with TypeScript running through builds in App Center. Is that on my team, or is that a challenging thing to do?
There is some challenges with that. We don't recognize some of the stuff with build. We don't recognize some of the TypeScript stuff with build currently. There is an option, though, to use.
Let's repeat the question, too, for the recording.
Will it work?
It will work. There is some effort that goes through. So his question was, with the React Native app, including some TypeScript code, will the build work? It will work. It just takes some effort. I would suggest asking the blue icon, because the build, I mean, every team, for instance, will directly support you as a customer to figure it out. So I don't know how exactly.
Well, so it may be you, because I have a React Native build that works every time, so maybe we should talk. I don't know what I did, but it's TypeScript, and it's React Native, and it builds.
Yeah. Yeah. So you might have some post-build scripts that you might need to add based on your team's work.
But if you
That's my guess, but.
If you come by the booth, we can fire up my project, and you look at it, but it builds every time, so.
Did I hear that
My app is more than hello world, thank you. I'll show it to you. I've been a professional developer for 30 years. I haven't written hello world in 100 years. All right, are we done, or you guys have more questions? Was good, bad, slow, fast? Come see us. We're stuck at the booth the rest of the day, and we'll answer any questions we can. Thank you very much.